All right, now we're live.
Hi everyone, I'm back.
Ah,
Oh,
so Marie's
like,
some hard work this time, so we're
uh,
good.
I made it. I made it. Oh no, I was so disappointed. I went, no, I've missed everyone. So yeah, but it was interesting. I was just telling Elisa guys that I've had this weird sleeping thing going on, and then so I missed last Tuesday, and then Sunday night I literally woke up at 1 o'clock. And I was so wide awake. I went, there's no point going back to sleep. And if I go back to sleep at like 5 o'clock, I'll probably miss the show again. So I just stayed awake. So, but I felt fine. I wasn't tired through the day. But yeah, it's been interesting energies. I don't know how everyone else has been going. But yeah, been
Yeah,
very
and
interesting.
definitely, let us know on the chat how you've been feeling. But Marie and I we've been talking, and so we are comparing notes about energies and how we've been feeling very lazy about doing things. The universe is pushing us to try new things, to challenge ourselves, do new things, and change our mind, our neurons, and all this stuff. And we're like, I'm just not feeling like driving there, or whatever, right? And you and I are doers. We get things done. We've always been yeah, it's kind of weird. Like we're not lazy people. We're not procrastinators. And now we're procrastinating. We're being lazy. So it's kind of weird. And I thought, well, Marie, we probably should do the cards to see what the heck is going on.
I agree with you. And Jazzy wants to say hello to everyone as well.
Hi,
So
Jesse.
but yeah, I agree. And it was so interesting. I was also telling Elisa, because I just wanted to be home. And I mean, where I live, it's beautiful and it's very nature orientated. But I was just going, I don't want to go out there. But then I had to go out and do some things yesterday. And I was, as I was out there in my car, it was like this road rage hit me. And I was going, what is going on? And so I said, just observe yourself. So I did. I sort of stepped out and observed myself. And I was just laughing my head off at that aspect of me that was just having this road rage. And I got home and it stopped. It was so interesting. And then my friend rang me and she sounded a bit off. And I said, are you okay? She went, oh, I've just been out with the kids. And she said, I had road rage. I went, oh, this is hilarious. So we were both experiencing it at the same time, literally. So, yeah, I'm just wondering, like, is it consciousness? Is it a global consciousness that we're being impacted with and bringing up something within us that needs to be looked at? Yeah, and as Elisa said, like, yeah, just going, nah, can't be bothered doing that, or can't be bothered doing that. It's weird. So
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. So, what's funny is I've been lazy, but really happy.
yeah,
Well, I had one bad day again.
yes, yeah,
We're this huge wave of like a panic attack came in, and because it was a day I had nothing to do, and I'm panicking because I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And so I just like sit with it. And this wave of like panic came in. I'm like, I'm here. And and it just passed. And then after that, it was pure joy.
yeah,
So I don't know.
exactly. I know, and I think too, because we've experienced moments of that beautiful peace and that beautiful joy, when we go into the other, it's like, oh, what? And it's like almost like a shock. So then it's going, okay, what are my strategies? What I need to tap into? And but also then taking some time out to go deep. So my plan today is to actually do an alchemy healing on myself and to go deep and to go, right, what got triggered? Because this needs to be owned. So yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, you're right. And it's interesting. I think who was saying, Kathleen was saying that she's had neck and stuff going on in my head. I know I've had some rewiring going on because I never get headaches, but I had a neck ache and a headache, and yeah, and then it just went. So interesting, isn't it?
So tired, neck, lower skull aches. Yeah. Interesting.
Past life, astral healing. Oh my gosh, Kathleen, I really feel just with people I've been talking to and healings I've been working with, definitely there's so much ancestral and lineage, so yeah, it's not just our stuff. So I think that's what we've got to remember as well. And
Yeah. And
We're not all.
Amanda's saying, I've noticed indirect sunlight lifts our mood. Yeah, when I don't go see the sunrise in the morning, it's noticeable. When I don't ground, when I don't look at the sun every morning, it does affect me. So I now it's like it can be freaking pouring, and I'm still gonna try to go.
Yeah,
Really, I've noticed a difference.
yeah.
Yeah,
It is. It's interesting, isn't it? So,
yeah.
um, yeah. So I pulled a animal magic card as well, just to give us
Okay.
a little insight. And it's actually Scarab. Now, Scarab is death, rebirth, which sort of fits in with what we've been going through. And you can see the Ankh in the background is really strong. And
Yep.
to me, the Ankh is actually bringing in the divine, feminine, and masculine, and balancing it through the heart. So
Okay.
this, yeah, so this to me, and a lot of heart stuff's been coming up for people, really deep healing and trauma wounding, but opening it up to more love. And the scarab is actually very lucky. Of course, it's ancient Egyptians revered the
Yeah.
scarab, but yeah, very lucky, and it helps to bring through a more youthful feeling and youthful look. So I'd say we're going through a death rebirth process. I mean, they do happen really quickly, and interestingly enough, this is also standing out up here, whether it's a clock or whether it's, I'd see it as a compass. So it's almost like we're going in the right direction. It's just sometimes feels a little bit bumpy. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm getting from the scarab card for everyone. So, and you'll
Okay.
get you, and people that are watching this afterwards, you will get the energy of that as well, coming through. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
And Lady Hawk was saying, is it lazy or a moment to check yourself so you don't wreck yourself? Always good to make time to reflect on things. It feels like if something needs to be cleaned in the house, I'm just like, I just want to sit on the couch and just like
yeah.
veg.
I just want to read a book. That's what I just
Veg. Yeah, just like, yeah. I mean, not even pickleball. I mean, I must be sick too. I mean, I must be like,
that's incredible.
yeah,
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 no,
yeah,
I feel this shift, this rebirth. We do need to maybe stop and nurture and not be out amongst all the energy, just to and it's okay. I mean, all our lives we've been taught you have to be busy, you have to be productive. It's like, hang on a minute. If we want to go through this phase, let's just honor it. And
yeah,
like today, I'm already feeling a whole different shift, and I feel like, yeah, I'm going to go out and do this and get back because I really want to now. I've
yeah,
got the energy to do it. So
yeah.
yeah, and so yeah, so I think it is just about our own internal shifting. Okay, let's just check with these cards.
Yeah.
So the first card up is our Six of Cups. To me, this is always being offered something emotionally, but it's like there's a village in the background, but we can choose what we take and what we don't take. And we can look at that as our inner child as well. So if our inner child doesn't want to play, that's okay.
Hmm.
Four of Pentacles. This is always our foundation. So this has often been built over a long period of time. So let's just see what the next card says to give us a little bit of clarity around that. Yeah, the Empress. Okay. So sometimes we have to create new things. And when we're sitting and we're chilled and relaxed and not going back into that foundation of this is what we've always done, this is when the new can come through. And it's usually beautiful. It's green. It's nurturing, that divine feminine. So it's sort of telling me that it's okay to sometimes to break our old patterning and to do things in a different way. Look at this, the Fool. Sometimes it's okay to do things differently, to jump off the cliff, to not know, to take a whole new leap of faith. So it sort of really just says what's going on.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. It's that message of get out of the same old and try new things, right? And I
yeah,
keep getting these cards over and over and over. And as I mentioned to you, I went today out of the blue yesterday. I told my son, I'm like, I think I want to go to this place called Devil's Den, which is, I mean, Florida, luckily, we have the most beautiful springs here. And I don't know how Devil's Den came into my purview or appeared, but I was like, it's 3 hours away. And I'm like, oh my God, it's 3 hours away, blah, blah, blah. You know how the mind is. The lazy Elisa comes in, like, Really? That's 3 hours. That's a long time. You really want to be blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, I literally had to fight myself to go. And it was crazy. So I don't know if you guys are able to see.
Do you want to pop yourself up bigger?
Yeah, let me switch over. So this is what it looked like.
So beautiful. Look at that light coming in and the color of the water.
Yeah. So if you guys want to see the pictures, I will post them in the Telegram channel, since I can't share here because it crashes the system for some reason. So I'm going to put them on the Telegram channel so people can see it. And the Telegram channel, if you're not part of it, I always put it in the description of these videos, so you can join there. But I did. It was like, screw it, I'm going. I don't care if it's 3 hours. My son said he would go, so I stopped in Orlando to pick him up because I had to pass by Orlando to get there. And so picked him up, and then just it went by so fast. It was awesome. It was just awesome, really. So yeah, sometimes we just kind of have to like peel ourselves out from that like comfortable, sometimes when I have my perfect, like what I feel like my perfect life, and sometimes it's hard to peel yourself from that and do something new and different. And but also I'm fighting with myself that I'm bored with this constant schedule of the same day over and over. And when you do the same day over and over, the universe gives you the same day over and over. Right. There is no change. There is no excitement. So then nothing exciting will happen to you because you're not creating excitement. You're not creating change. So yeah, it's about following your intuition and really just jumping off the cliff as often as you can. The more you jump off that cliff, the better.
Yeah, I know. And it's true, because our brain then is wired. If we keep doing the repetitive, yes, it's fine if you're going through a change and a shift, but when you do get that little bit of fire, it's like you've got to take the most like advantage of it. So which is why today I'm like going, yes, excellent, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And it helps to rewire our brain. And they always say, don't just drive the same way to work, or don't just drive the same way to someone's house. Change it up so your brain is constantly rewiring. Yeah. So because that allows new in then as well.
Yeah. So we don't necessarily have to drive 3 hours away to go see some place, but brushing your teeth with your left hand, like you had mentioned one time before, there's so many things that you can do different, like just buy a flute and learn to play the flute. Those recorders are like $6. Yes. Super cheap. Or get a drum and do drumming. Like, just try to do something new as often as you can, because in the ninth dimensional Palladian Collected, that Octavia channels, they're always like, you got to do something new. You got to do something new.
Yeah. And that then builds the fire within itself, then something will come from that. Like, Elisa, you got some insights from your drive, and something always comes from it that then shows us somewhere else we could go, or something new we can do.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just new energy all around, just new energy.
Absolutely. So well done you for kicking yourself in the butt and getting out.
Yeah, now I have to do that with cleaning the apartment.
Maybe clean differently. Let me think. How could you change it up? Maybe clean in a beautiful going out outfit with high heels.
I'll have to think of something.
Yeah. I love putting on and I haven't done it, so maybe this will inspire me. I love Petula Clark, believe it or not. So I put on like her songs really loud on the stereo, and that helps me to get cleaning. So it's like a trigger.
Yeah. Hire a maid. Tracy said, hire a maid. That sounds like a great idea.
I was thinking that, and I went, that's sort of defeating the purpose, but maybe it's not. It's something different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, she says Melissa loves Petula Clark. I don't
oh,
even know who that is.
oh my God, you have to look up Petula Clark. Look up, what is it? Don't Sleep in the Subway. You'd know it if you heard it. Yeah, you probably don't want me to sing on here, so but oh, it's just such uplifting music. It's beautiful. I've listened to it forever. So yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. Is she Australian?
No, she's American. So
Oh,
you would know some of the song. You have to know some of the songs. Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, today I've been dying to talk about this conversation that we're having today. So this whole week I was like, oh, come on, Monday, come on, Monday, come on, Monday. So, Ashtar. Have we talked about Ashtar?
I think we talked a little bit about what the word Ashtar actually meant, which was, to me, I heard it felt like it was a commander of some position, not one particular being, is what I think came up in a discussion at some stage. Would that sound right?
Yeah, so I don't remember if we did cards on it. So I want to do cards and I want to do them in detail. So
now I'm scared.
So the first question is, I don't know if you remember back in the day. So we're going to refer to this person as this Ashtar. If he is, now we'll find out that's not Ashtar. So the first question, let's do this. The first question is going to be, does Ashtar mean a general, like a 5-star general? So I'm going to say a general in the U.S. Army, this thing, right? Like the top of the military, but for the Galactic Federation.
Okay, let's have a look. Great, simple question to start. Let's start with basics. Yeah, does it mean a person of some power or decision maker within that realm of? Oh, that one's really. Oh, interesting. Okay, this is really interesting. Oh my God, my head is burning. Something coming through. Okay, I feel that it's not exactly that. It's because the cards that have come up are the Three of Swords. So to me, this is not exact. This is not how it's perceived. This is not how it's seen by them. So the Seven of Pentacles, this is when something's been planted, like seeds have been planted.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm just going to see what comes up next to that. That one's really hot. I'm getting hot. The King of Cups. So there's a little bit. This is the Master of Emotions, but there, to me, as always, there's something a little bit hidden. So I feel like this is not the complete truth of what that word means to them. How we're perceiving it, it's not how it's perceived by them. God, my head's burning. This is really weird. I'm just going to get another card to see if I can get some clarity on this. Knight of Pentacles. But to me, this is when a message that is coming through can be truthful. So I feel we might get a little bit more truth around it today, depending on how we ask our questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not a military title. We just got the answer that it's not a military title.
Not the way we're perceiving it is what I was getting.
Well, no, people think it's a guy, a person, a being.
No,
people think it's a being. And, so we asked if it's a military title and it said no. So did it also say no, that it's not a galactic being as well?
We haven't checked that one. We just did the military,
one.
What our perception of it was. So, okay, that's hot. Yeah, okay. This is making sense a little bit to me now that these cards have come up. I've got 2 major arcana already that have come up. Wow, that one's zinging. Interesting. So they've got the Chariot. Now, this is when there's perfect balance and things are moving forward. And then they've got Judgment. So this allows the truth to come through. So it's almost like, no, it's not one particular person. The King of Wands is someone that takes action, who's a master in the situation. I'm feeling that there's not one person. They have a different system to what we do in a way. Their whole system is different. So asking these questions, they work very differently. It's almost like they don't have one person that's in control. So this is not a person either. It's moved away from that structure is what this is telling me.
Okay.
Mm.
So then, is Ashtar a group of ETs that are like a warrior group of people like a military, like a Navy SEAL group? Or, well, is it just a military term then? Let's just say, is it a military term?
Okay, the word I'm getting, this is so interesting, and I just got goosebumps, is protective. It's almost like a protective term rather than, because when we think of military, what would you think of? What would first come to mind?
People that protect, right? Yeah.
Or is it a war? Or is it, is it something that, that's not the first thing. Military, we usually think of fighting, the second thing is, they're going to protect us. But the first thing is you've got to fight to protect. So there's something different here that's not in our concept. That is not how we look at it. So, whoa, that flew out. Let's have a look and see what that one is. Oh, my God, you're not going to believe it. It's the same card. It's judgment. It's like they've risen above. I am getting goosebumps. They've risen above in their consciousness and in their way of being. They've risen above what we would consider military. It's different. That's why this just flew out. Yeah.
Yeah, but so is it like the ninth dimensional Pleiadian collective? Is it a collective of beings that are trying to help us?
I feel that's a better way to put it. It's almost like they wouldn't let that word military be used.
Yeah.
Because of our perception of it. So this is why I think we have to get it right from the beginning, which is, I didn't expect this. So
no, me either. Actually, I'm quite shocked, but good. I'm glad it's not what I thought.
I just thought, we'll just ask these questions, and
Yeah.
Okay, so we're asking, is this a name or a word that they would use for a collective that are working from a higher consciousness in a way that could be protective?
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? We got this card again, that King of Wands, a master of action. So, because we've asked the question differently. Oh, that one's really hot. Okay. The Tower. So when would create change as well. So to me, I always see the Tower as positive, but it's still change, which is uncomfortable. So it looks like they can actually help with change that's maybe needed, because that King of Wands being an action, a master of action. So that's really, and that was really tingling and hot, that Tower card.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting yes. And to create stability. So the Four of Wands is, to me, a beautiful castle. It's a home where people feel safe. There's been action taken to create this beautiful environment. So that's what they do. So that's the, they can create change. It can feel like chaos, but it is to always bring about something. Yeah. So that's what that word incorporates.
Okay. So, Maple Tree was saying, ask if the group's working with Archangel Michael. So let's see if because we're going to say Ashtar is a they.
Yeah.
Are they working with Archangel Michael?
Wow. Let's have a look and see. And I really feel that beings that are within that consciousness, I'm presuming that we're talking about a consciousness that's much more expanded than what we get to usually experience here on Earth, yeah? So, okay, so let's just see if they're working with Archangel Michael. Yeah, it's funny because I've got the word sometimes. So the Eight of Pentacles came up, which means there's still work being done with that actual energy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the Star. So to me, the Star is a divine aspect that is then chooses what direction to go in from that place. bringing it down, whether it's to the earth or to the situation at hand through the being. Yeah, 6 of Wands. So that's definitely a victory card. So I'd say yes, Maple Tree. There is there is interaction with those aspects of angelic being. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So was the guy, because they keep saying that this being that showed themselves in 1977 on the TV for in the UK. Do you know what I'm talking about, right? That they took over the TV airwaves.
Yeah.
Like the blonde guy with the blue eye, like the Palladian looking, you know, um being, but they kept saying that was Ashtar. So did that being have anything to do with the Ashtar collective?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And I was getting to ask that too. So we'll see if that was a word that was used, because back then you can imagine we weren't as conscious. So trying to explain to people how that collective consciousness would work, they would have maybe had to bring it back to that one person so people could identify.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes people see God as just being a man. It's that
Right.
being able to identify. That's yeah. Okay, so let's just have a look and see if he was representing a collectiveness. Is that what we're asking?
If the guy on the TV that said, we are worried about you, the nuclear weapons you're working with, you need to stop violence, blah blah blah, whatever he said, this being, was he part of Ashtar collective?
Okay. Interesting. We've got our 9 of Pentacles. So it was definitely something unique. It was definitely something that was from an abundance place. I'll get something to go with that. That'll give us a bit more clarity. But no, it's not, I don't feel it was actually a part of it. No, that's come up again, that 3 of Swords. And to me, that's like, no, it was something unique, but it wasn't what we're asking.
It wasn't Ashtar, the Ashtar collective, or what they call Ashtar, which doesn't even exist now. I mean, it's not a being.
No, it's not a being. No, this was something new. So the Page of Pentacles has come up. It's just something, it was something new. It was something small. It wasn't anything like what we're asking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
interesting, isn't it? So
yeah.
Gosh, who knows where that's come from.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll have to ask questions about that in a minute. But continuing with the Ashtar name, there are several people that are communicating with Ashtar. I do not know who they are. I'm just saying, every time I look at, different posts on Facebook of these groups, it's like you see this whole thing, and then it's like Ashtar or Lord Ashtar, which is like a pet peeve for me, because Lord anything for me is like nails on a chalkboard. So they're calling him Lord Ashtar. Is that a psyop? Is that did somebody start that so that people now start believing that almost like our DNA was changed so that we believe that we're subservient to a god of some kind?
Yeah, let's have a look and see.
Is that Lord Ashtar, people talking about Lord Ashtar, this idea?
Okay, this will be interesting, because I was just getting it down. Yeah, I was just getting a download as I was picking up the card. So we've got our Knight of Swords. So this is actually words, ideas, a story. So sometimes it has been used as a way of getting power or taking control. So people I mean, we all want to feel loved. We all want to feel connected to something that's out, that's maybe not, that's outside ourselves. Can I say it? So yeah, there was definitely some aspects of it that were a psyop type thing. And yet it's whatever resonates for us, whatever makes us feel safe and happy. That Four of Wands has come up again. So what's our safe place? Always this is what it comes back to. When I remember, I think years ago, God, I was like 20 years ago, I remember seeing something about this Ashtar, and I looked into it, and the energy of it, I really liked the energy of it, but then it just fell away. It didn't like, I didn't go deep with it, if that makes sense. I didn't need to. So let's just have a look and see here. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. So we move on. We often don't need things to stay in our psyche or in our place of being. When it's right timing, things just move on naturally, that Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, there was definitely some aspects of it that we used. But it's fine. For some people, look, there could be beings that resonate at that frequency that people relate to as Ashtar, and that's okay. But we're all so different.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all I'm getting, is that it's just everyone's having that experience, and it's absolute truth for them wherever we're at.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but there is one ultimate truth that yes, there's somebody called Ashtar, or no, there's nobody called Ashtar. I mean, that's just a yes and no,
Yeah.
right?
And
like, even if
yeah,
it's truth or not truth for someone, that's it's a fact of it does exist or it doesn't exist.
it
Like,
doesn't. The one person called Ashtar, it's. I don't feel it exists, because we've got our King of Swords, which is saying, let's have a look to see if there's someone, and then we've got our No card. We need to ask more questions around it. The Two of Pentacles.
yeah,
Okay. And then the Lovers. So again, this is bringing everything together. There's always different aspects that can merge, because that's the Lovers card is working with others. It's also bringing through our own feminine, masculine aspect. So I feel that, yeah, it's not one person. It's just what I'm getting.
yeah.
With cards. That's my interpretation. So, but everyone, it's fine. If that doesn't sit with you, that's okay. It's all right.
Yeah, take it resonates, right? Yeah. But I do want to ask about this, what Trigel is saying with the Galactic Command, because when I did a session with this one guy, he knew nothing about anything we know. Okay. This guy, his wife sent him. He knew nothing. And he went completely under trance, did not remember what he said. And when I asked who was giving the information, the statement was the Ashtar Galactic Command. Or Ashtar Command, not Ashtar Galactic Command. What came back was Ashtar Command.
Yeah.
So what is that? Is there an Ashtar Command?
Well, I mean, that could be what they call, so we understand it, a collectiveness. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Look and see. Or is it what is there? Yeah, let's just see what the cards say. So, and find out. But
yeah, because we might not be asking, we'll keep asking in different ways, I guess.
yeah,
See if we can figure it out.
again, it's planting seeds. That Seven of Pentacles has come up again. So this has been a lot of seed planting around it so we can understand it. But Fool's come up again. These cards are just coming up. The Fool, again, remember, it's a new way of thinking. It's about having enough consciousness to be able to step off the cliff. So I feel that there is some truth in that that Ashtar command, because it could be a whole collective, but it's us being able to get our heads around it, so that because none of us could probably work at that level, with telepathy, with everything going on to create what they create. Yeah, Nine of Cups, we'd love to. That's be the most beautiful desire, is to have that absolute honesty, integrity, so that we can actually have open telepathy and have us all agreeing and having that consciousness. So I feel that, yeah, there is some sort of Ashtar command that they're giving it a name so that we can have some relevance of understanding of their collective.
Okay. So does the Ashtar Command have anything to do with the Galactic Federation?
Okay. Let's have a look and see. Okay. Does this make any sense? Because what I got is it's a way of being. And then we get the Two of Cups, which is when we're working in partnership. Yeah,
Yeah,
with others.
that's like a big yes to me.
Yeah, same. And it's like, but I kept getting the words, it's a way of being. So it's a way they actually are with each other. It's the way they communicate. It's the way they actually interact. It's so different.
Oh, I wonder if it's the
It's
oh,
so
what do you
it's so different to how we do it. That Nine of Pentacles, that beautiful uniqueness, but it's so abundant. They work together. I mean, these are beautiful cards. I mean, so there definitely is. It's a similar way of being.
of being. So you're talking about like maybe the words aren't coming to me like a requirement on being part of that group or something like how you behave.
It's a choice. It's just a way of being. That's their natural consciousness. Like I believe even on Earth, we will get to that. See, look at all these amazingly beautiful, positive cards. This is their way of being. This is their natural, innate way of being. They're born, or they have this as their consciousness. We're working. We're expanding our consciousness. I mean, I know I have telepathy times, but we don't have enough. I feel our brain there's too much sort of going on to allow it to have that like integrity almost. Yeah, it's really fascinating. Shall I ask Jasper to see if he can actually give me some way of describing this? Because I know what I'm actually getting, but it's really hard. It's a concept that we aren't used to. Okay, Jasper, can you just give me some sort of way of bringing this through? He's showing me something from Star Trek. This is hilarious. Thanks, buddy. You know how they say beam me up, Scotty, and they can completely, transpose someone from, that's the sort of level they're working at. So it's something that we haven't yet experienced fully here on Earth. That's what he's trying to explain to me or show me. And it's so natural for them, but they can do it themselves. They can teleport themselves through their nerve. Yeah. Whole different world to how we actually. Thanks, Jasper. That was so funny. Just showed me Star Trek.
Yeah. No, that's pretty funny. Okay, so then okay, let me go with the questions that are here because
Okay.
Okay, so then the other question then is this is there such thing as an Ashtar collective that's separate from the Ashtar command?
Okay. I guess again, as always with anything, it's determining how we're going to interpret that word. How is that definition going to come about? Because we all might have a completely different definition of what an Ashtar collective is. The way we've been talking about it, it's being used as a way of them. That's how they are. That's how they act. That's their being. That's their innateness. So that question is actually tribal. That question is a little bit. It's not going to work, I don't think. So
Well, she's not asking, she's stating. But I'm asking.
So my definition from what's come up with the cards on the Ashtar collective is actually a way of being of these, how they are.
Yeah, but so she's not using it in that space. So because she's saying they're aligned with the negative group. So there is a distinction in her mind between the command and the collective, right?
Gotcha.
Yes. So
they're just words, because again, we've got our unique card coming up. So, and then the Hermit card. So this is really, to me, finding what we're actually talking about. So I feel that we've got a different definition about this Ashtar collective. So to me, it's really difficult. Yeah, look at this. See, Two of Cups. So to me, I'm seeing them as beings that all work together in a beautiful manner. So we'd have to change the Ashtar collective, how you're the question for me to be able to get the cards now to come
Yeah,
through.
so Ashtar Collective then and Ashtar Command, it's really together. It's all the same. It's like
Yes.
it's for the cards, it means the same thing.
That's it. That's what I'm
Yeah.
getting at. I'm getting the same
Because
cards.
the command is a collective. So okay, so but we are clear there's no such thing as Lord Ashtar. That we know for sure. There's no such thing as Lord Ashtar.
Not once we have the knowing around how they are, how they work, how they interact, how they naturally live.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Christina was asking you, do you mean like Christ consciousness? Like you're saying that's when you say a way of being, is that what you meant?
Yeah. So I mean, if once we've mastered that Christ consciousness, then that shoots us. It's not just to me fifth dimension. This shoots us. We can be working right up and down the scale, of it. So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think so, Christina. I think that's probably a good way to put it. And we have to, look at that again. Oh my God, the lovers. So once we internally have our, to me, we have our pineal gland activated, and we are having that chrism oil coming through. That Christ consciousness, it's activated within us, and that's what helps us to expand and become more telepathic, more compassionate, deeper heart aspects. But here on earth, we have to go through it in the physical realm. Our physical body has to be able to upgrade with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Maple Tree's asking if they have space stations. The Ashtar Collective /command, Ashtar Command /collective.
Okay, so Jasper, can you show us? Are we allowed to see? Can you show us if they actually have space stations? Interesting. Straight away, he showed me a portal and he showed me technology. So it's realms. What we call space is realms, because straight away I just saw a portal and then this technology craft. Okay. He's also showing me that the vibration, their frequency, is almost the same as the craft they're in. So it's like a congruent. They can also, like I said, they can also do their own transporting, but they do have the consciousness of a craft, but it's through portals. So I don't know. I'm just getting that space isn't what we think it is.
Right. I agree.
And that's, again, this is everyone. I think we have to all experience whatever it is we need to experience to help us to along on this journey. Yeah.
Okay. Is there any negative groups using the Ashtar name?
Okay, that's a good way to put it. Or saying they're that Ashtar collective or whatever it is. Because yeah.
So Trigel, I'm not feeling this at all. I don't know, like I'm just not, this isn't like, I'm not feeling that there's a negative and a positive. Like I just feel like somebody, it might be using the Ashtar name and they're bad, but that's not them, if that makes sense.
Look what we got again. Three of Swords again. So there's no
there's no negative Ashtar anything, right?
Not what this card's saying. It's like it's the desire, the want and the desire.
Yeah.
At that consciousness is it's different. It's a collectiveness.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we just got, yes, it's a collectiveness. That's their desire.
Yeah.
That's just confirming that. And look, there are beings that are I'm sure there are beings that don't in that reign, but they still have technology and they probably still do things. But they wouldn't. I just can't see how they could be having that same consciousness level. That we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just don't feel it. I don't feel there's a negative anything with them.
No.
Okay. Is there any way to know what number of dimension they are?
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna just see an average, because I feel, like I said, there can be this movement. Like here on Earth, we're not just third dimensional.
Right.
I know when I'm doing my gridding and when I'm doing energy work, whatever, I know we can be tapping into things that are way, in a whole different space and world. So, okay, let me just see if I can use my tools. I want you to tune into this. I'm getting there's an average of around the 13th. So this is like, it can be moving up and down, but an average of what we're talking about, an average around the 13th.
Okay.
So,
all right. All right.
whatever that means, we don't really even know what that means.
Yeah. Yeah. So is there a, I wonder what we can get with, oh, we can ask that maple tree while I figure out how to word my question.
Okay.
She's asking, do they work for councils?
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if it would be for or with.
Yeah, I was getting the same thing. It's our perception of a council has complete power over the people. That's how probably our perspective would be of a council. Whereas I feel this is actually, it's a whole different thing. Okay. Let's just see what
here.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I was getting is that there's strength, and it's not always from one. They're not always from one group, if that makes sense. So the strength is when they all come together, and the Nine of Wands tells me that it's taken a lot, for them to all do this and work in the way they do. Like us, it's not been an easy journey, but because of where they're at now, there's strength in all of them working together. Yeah. Because once we've actually looked at within ourselves and shifted this devil aspect within us, or owned it, or whatever, it's almost like they probably don't have as much dichotomy there. See, the devil is the brilliant dichotomy, which gives us the experience here of yin yang, of all of it. Yeah, see, the Five of Wands has come up. It gives us the opportunity to experience differences. So it's all because of that. There's probably not as much of that. There's not. Temperance, they have a lot more patience. They have a lot more understanding of change, because the Temperance card is about change, but it's in perfect timing where there's not such an emotional aspect to it. So they just work differently, and they work together. Yeah, so they offer. Again, look at that. It's a village card. It's an emotional balanced card. It's offering something together. So they do work together, but a council might not just be of one particular group. They can all come in.
Okay.
What are your thoughts, Elisa, with that? Because you've done a lot of work with people, I guess, haven't you, and seen a lot?
I don't ever remember a connection between Ashtar and councils. Yeah.
So it's more that they come together from different places. So it's,
So do you feel like there are ETs that are different, like different types of ETs that come together, almost like a council? Or do you feel it's the same type of being that come together? Like the ninth dimensional Pleiadian collective, it's all Pleiadian light beings, right?
I feel there's both, because the Three of Wands tells me they're still looking into the future, seeing what can be changed from the past. So I'll just see. The Seven of Cups. So to me, this is it's a bit of a chaos card emotionally. So I guess there must be a few of them that come together, because there is still always, there's going to be differences of opinion or whatever is going on. It's not always going to be pretty. So it's being worked on. So I would say that there's both, because
Okay.
it's all, yeah, always being worked on. And you do get, you're still going to get differences of opinion. With,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Do they have physical bodies?
Question.
If they're 13th dimension, they don't. So never mind. That was a stupid question.
No, it depends though. If they can probably present themselves physically if they choose to, I would say. If they can, slow down that vibration enough, how sometimes you see the shimmering being or whatever. So it just depends on what vibration they're at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the guy that was on TV. Did that really happen? And in that video I saw, because that could be CGI. So I mean, I might as well ask if that was real or true. I believe it was 1977, but I might be wrong. But let's say in the 70s. So was there a galactic race in the 70s that took over the TV broadcast to tell us that they were worried about our violent ways?
Interesting. So first
Or is it a psyop?
Is a Knight of Cups. This is bringing us a message, an emotional message. Okay, and then we got the Five of Cups, but it wasn't right because it caused a lot of grief. So it actually, let's just see if it was almost like an independent individual or a group that weren't part of a collective, I suppose. That one wants to come out. Yeah. So again, this Six of Cups is coming up a lot today. So it was trying to offer something, but it's only if people took it on or didn't want to take it on. So,
yeah, it didn't work, did it?
No, it didn't, because we got the Four of Swords. So it was definitely something that was hidden. That wasn't really a clear-cut plan. So when that Four of Swords comes up, it's a little bit almost a little bit devious. Yeah, look at that. It didn't work. We got the Tower card. And it's almost, I keep getting the word karma. It's almost like, doing that is taking away not allowing people to experience what it is they're here to experience.
Right. So it's one of those where when any of us talk to people that are not awake and they're not ready to hear, no matter how much we tell them, they're not hearing you because they're not ready. They're just not ready. You're wasting your time. So right. I feel like that's what this was like. What are you talking about? An ET? Yeah, right. Like, who's going to believe that?
Yeah, I know.
So they're going to think it's a prank of some kind.
That came up again. Five of Cups. It caused grief. Some people, like we're talking about it now. So some people, the Two of Cups that are still standing, made them ask questions and go on. But at the end of the day, it probably wasn't as conducive.
Yeah, and it looks like Kathleen found that it was November 77. So I was right. It was 1977. Okay. Yeah. I'm surprised you haven't seen it. Can the cards tell us who did it? Like, give us an idea. Was it humans? Like, or was it, was it somebody that was human or somebody that was an ET and they thought they were doing well? But I know they're not allowed to interfere with us. So I'm thinking it's got to be some type of human that thought they were doing something good and then.
Oh. I got to know, and look what's come up. We've got a Five of Wands. So this is taking action to create change. We've got the Five of Pentacles, which is being left out in the cold. So this was done by beings that weren't, part of the watch group or the people that were helping Earth, monitoring Earth. So there's two fives, which is change. So I feel they might not have been human, but they were not what we would consider fully human. But yeah, they to me, they did it on their own. Yeah, the moon. So they were out of place. To me, when the moon card comes up, it's something that's out of place, that's triggering something that's being looked at. So that sort of says it all, really, doesn't it, with those cards?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Interesting.
Yes. I know.
Interesting. Well, yeah.
What a great topic, though. I mean, it's so nice, isn't it, to have, like, just to have everyone just now be so much more open-minded to possibilities rather than, no, that's just not possible, that's ridiculous. You know, it's just lovely to have people that we can just sit and talk about all this and chew the fat, as they say. And but it, and that the beauty of it is it's just allowing us all to have our own way of looking at it and our own way of decoding and deciphering it.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Absolutely.
great topic.
Yeah, I feel like that's the idea behind what we're doing, is just to try to make it through this, like, the things that are popping up, because there are some things that are popping up to confuse us. So it's like, if we can try to get some clarity out of this, then the better. Because, and again, also, it's just my pet peeve with the word Lord, that just like,
to me now, anyone, it was so interesting. I had a discussion with my friend, and because she's part Māori and whatever, they actually do use the words princess or prince and whatever because of the lineage that they talk about. But I still even have an issue with that, but that's their culture and tradition. And yet when I hear the words king, queen, princess, prince, if it's in relation to someone having power over or making decisions for, I just go, not in my world, honey bunny. So it depends. Again, we've got to be mindful of how that is interpreted within a culture. So, there is honor and respect given, I guess, with that tribal thing, because they often believe that they're reincarnated or they've come back into that position to hold wisdom and to help. So I think we've got to be a bit careful too. But I agree with you, Lord. Yeah, I'm not into the Lord stuff.
Yeah, because Lord connotates to me that you're subservient to some God. And I'm not a subservient to anybody. So.
I know we look back into what we've been told of history, how there were serfs and then there were the lords and masters, and they, I read something the other day, I don't know where it was, that, and I've always wondered, why do we grow all this stupid lawn? Why haven't we got beautiful fruit trees and food so people walking past can just grab fresh food?
Yeah.
And it was because way back in that era, they were the lords and had all this land, and they were so opulent, they would deliberately grow grass and sit on it to show the peasants and the serfs how wealthy they were, that they could just have this land used for no reason but grass. And I went, oh, no wonder this has irked me all my life as to why would we have grass? It's nice for some areas, sure, but not, like all those fields, like all those parks that are just grass. Makes no logical sense to me.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you 110%. I don't know if the cards can answer Maple Tree's question, but maybe they can.
The Arcturians, because they're let's just see if we can get any sort of understanding.
Oh yeah, the question about the Elohim. Thank you, Kathleen. So while Maree's doing the cards for the Arcturians, so the Elohim actually are the Anunnaki, I think, from some research that the guy in 5D on YouTube, he proved from the I think it was 20 different Bibles that the Elohim are actually the Anunnaki. So they are bad.
Well, isn't that interesting? Yeah. I haven't looked. I looked at some of that. That's right. And I went, oh, I'm not quite sure where I'm sitting with this yet. So I just let it go because I thought.
I thought we did the cards on it. We didn't do the cards?
Oh, I can't remember now, but that's the whole point. See, for me, it's like I'll do cards on stuff, but then if I'm not needing to go into it in more detail, it's like I forget. It's really interesting. I don't hold stuff for me. That's
I'm not remembering.
I can't remember.
So maybe we didn't. Maybe we didn't.
I can't remember either. I don't remember, actually, to tell you the truth. So
let me look. Okay, well, go ahead and do the Arcturian thing, and let me see if I can.
All I got Maple Tree was they're contracted. So the Three of Pentacles is about a contract. So there is a contract with them, maybe to help the earth, but they planted some seeds. So the Seven of Pentacles says that they do have a little bit of input, but I think they're way above what we would. I don't even know what level, but all I got was the Ace of Cups, which is the most beautiful emotional aspect, and then the Magician. And to me, this is like bringing heaven to earth. So there's definitely definitely in a higher dimension, but it's not actually telling me. Hi, Indy.
Indy won't let me search.
That's so funny.
All right. Well, I'll search and see if we haven't done a show on the Elohim. We'll do one. But I could have sworn we did do one. I don't remember any of it if we did.
But that's what happens. I think when it's an aspect that for me I'm not meant to be, really getting into or getting involved with. If it's not, then it just doesn't come up for me. It's so weird. So yeah. So but so the Arcturians are they're definitely in that higher realm, but they definitely have a role with us here in this earth plane.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for today. And I knew it was going to go fast.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I just knew it because it's just
great questions from everyone.
Yeah. Just a topic. So, let's see. Should we do a final to see the May's coming up, right?
Yeah.
Should we do cards for May since it's this week, the 1st of May?
Sure.
So what did the cards want to tell us about what May is going to look like?
In what way? Because remember, there's so many different aspects. Like
things that are going to happen. Anything major that's going to happen. That's going to
in our 3D reality, like in the political world.
The financial / political / awakening /
okay, let's see.
Stuff that we can see
and poke tangibly. Okay.
Someone wants attention.
Yes, they do.
Don't bite me. No.
So it's not. Look, the stars come up. So I feel that there will still be some things coming through, but the Hanged Man's come up as well. So don't expect too much because this is again a surrender card. This is a wait and see what happens card. So let me just. That one's hot. Let me just get that one. Is it you? Yes, it's you. Well, the death cards come up. So there will be some transition, but it might be later on in May for something that's happening. But yeah, so just keep being you, beautiful yourselves, and just keep, like Elisa and I were talking about with you guys at the beginning, like get your ass off the couch like I'm going to do today and go and have a little adventure. I think the energy's coming through. That's what the star card's telling us. And then things will just unfold as they need to in their right timing. But there's definitely going to be something happen, but it'll be closer. I'm getting towards the end of May with that the Hanged Man.
Okay.
So I don't know if that helps at all, but yeah. So just be us.
All right. Keep shining your light, guys. That's why we're here. So don't forget that.
Yeah. And remember to shine it on ourselves first because we're usually givers. So always come back to us and shine the light on ourselves first.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. All right, everybody, we love you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for Jazzy too.
Yay. Yeah.
And we'll
Thank
see you
you.
guys next Monday.
Yes, you will.
All right. Bye.